Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our review for Only Murders in the Building, Season 4, Episode 1. Charles, Oliver, and Mabel are whisked to Los Angeles, where a legendary film studio intends to adapt their podcast. Hollywood's glitz is overshadowed by a stunning clue about Charles' stunt double and friend, Saz. Now, we do have a little caveat to this review. We have seen the first episode, and I don't know if you guys would want to see a continuous review of the series. So if you do, let us know in the comment section below. But this is actually Dustin's first time watching Only Murders in the Building.
Actually, it's my first time kind of even being introduced to the entire series because I've seen trailers and commercials and stuff for the series, but never really got into it. All I really knew is that there were three friends doing a podcast about murders in their building, and they're somehow kind of investigating them. But other than that, and of course, Martin Short and Selena Gomez and Steve Martin. That's all I knew, is that they had a really cool cast, and everyone was raving about this series. And I'm like, oh, I'll get into it sooner or later. Then we got invited to the premiere, and we watched the first episode, and I'm like, okay, now I've got to get into this whole series.
Well, here's the thing, is that I don't feel like I explained much to you other than who the main characters are and a little bit of what they're about. So did you feel like you had any issues catching on, or was it pretty easy to jump in?
It was pretty easy to jump in, honestly. You do know that you're in the middle of the story, especially when you come into season 4, that there's a lot of history. But to enjoy the time and the moment that you are in, everything kind of fits, and they kind of explain within a line or two why things they are the way they are. Yeah. So I was able to hop into season 4 and enjoy it for what it is.
I think Only Murders in the Building, the way that they the show is a really good reason. This show is a prime example on why I love good TV and how TV should be. Is that they don't have to waste a bunch of time on expositions and origins and whatever, and somebody who feels like they want to jump in season 4 cold feet and everything, they can do it and then still have a really good time, even though you don't have a full understanding of who Saz is. I think another thing that I really like about this show, and that's what's kept me watching and interested, it's the dynamic obviously between our three main.
Oh, most definitely.
But also what name they're going to throw into the episode for a cameo or a guest star. And in this episode, they go to Hollywood because a movie studio wants to make their podcast into a movie, which I was like, that's so current. It's so relevant, because who's not doing that? Netflix is turning XYZs into a series, and you're turning failed music festivals into a documentary and stuff like that, Fyre Festival. So seeing our three main characters meet the people who are going to be playing them, and they're playing themselves. So it's Eva Longoria and Eugene Levy and Zach Galifianakis. It's just so funny to watch them be how do you say this line? And they repeat it. It's they're playing themselves, but as actors. But
of a caricature of themselves.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Keanu Reeves played himself in
Always Be My Maybe.
Yeah. And I think he also did that. He played himself in another movie as well, where it's obviously a very melodramatic, over-the-top caricature of himself. And it's always hilarious to see actors do that and kind of poke fun at themselves.
Yeah. So this show, it's no surprise to me that they have made it to season 4. I just think the chemistry is really undeniable between not just the core 3, but literally everybody involved. And just based on, some of the things that the creator of the show was saying ahead of showing us the first episode, just everybody who signs on is down to have a really good time on set. It's a collaborative storytelling. And you can tell that they're having fun, and I think that reflects so much that we as viewers really enjoy it, because I have just really the banter back and forth cracks me up, and all the little quirks of each characters. You're kind of oh my god, but why? But then you go back in for more. So I can't wait to watch the rest of the season. It's on Hulu now, and to see how they solve Saz's murder. So with that said, oh, is that spoiler?
It might. Well, I mean, you start off. I mean, as soon as you start off the
Oh.
season, it shows previously on Only Murders in the Building. So it was kind of one of those things that did happen. I guess if you haven't seen
Well, yeah.
any of the episodes, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a spoiler. But then again, you also don't know who Saz is.
That's
So,
true. That's true. You're
it's
like,
on-
oh, Jane Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's where this whole season is obviously going. That's the great thing about this series is that you only need to know the seed from the last season that left you on that cliffhanger, and then you're already marching off, and you're like, okay, I understand the relationship, I understand what happened. We are now moving forward in this adventure,
Yeah.
and it doesn't take away from the witty banter, the dialogue, the goofiness of the characters, their little quibs and little picadillos, so to speak. And just to be able, this is one of those TV shows to where you just want to sit down and spend time with these characters
Yeah.
in their goofy little world.
Yeah, and as a whodunit, so like,
Yeah.
you know, you always have fun following along and be like, can you solve it before the show solves it? So yeah, let us know your thoughts if you're a big fan of Only Murders in the Building. You've been watching, well, season 4 just started as of this review, but if you've been watching, you've been following along, let us know your thoughts, who your favorite character is, what your favorite episode was, you know, from season 1, 2, or 3 in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.